What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Can He Carry? We'll be going on to episode 2 today with the Malmo Redhawks. Episode 1, we saw Sidney Crosby lead the Redhawks to a 29-16-0-7 record on his way to winning a league championship. And here for episode 2, we take arguably the best, if not the second best player, Crosby's arch nemesis, I guess you could say, Alexander Ovechkin, and we put him in the Malmo Redhawks system and see if he can lead the team to a championship. Now, first things first, Ovechkin, I just put him on the roster here, so what we're going to do is we're going to incorporate him into the lineup. Of course, he'll be on the first line. We'll move him up over Thurston. Now, the big thing is, how are we going to set up these lines? I think these lines work pretty good. They are a little different. No, you know what? We'll go like that. We'll do exactly the same line as we had with Crosby. We had Storm on left, Mueller on right, and Crosby in the center. Now we have Mueller in the center, Storm on right, and Ovechkin on the left side. I actually think we have 3 snipers up there. Let's go with Hedda. Do we have a playmaker around? Himmelfarb. Let's toss Himmelfarb up here on the first line. So we get a playmaker there, a couple snipers. Either way, I don't think it'll matter too much. Ovechkin's still going to be Ovechkin regardless. So that'll be our lineup, and we'll do the same thing. We'll simulate through the season. We'll sim to halfway, see how everyone's doing, sim the rest, get into the playoffs, and we will only we'll simulate the first 3, and then we'll do a live simulation for any series deciding games. So we'll head to the new year, and we'll see how the team's doing. Now, I would imagine Ovechkin, we'll see how he can actually carry the team. Again, he's a goal scorer, which obviously it's good to score goals, but he's not the same all-around player as Ovechkin, as Crosby, excuse me, and it doesn't seem like that's bothering the team too much. Getting through November, this Malmo team, maybe this is almost too easy to do. I don't know. Maybe we get to pick a worse team. Well, we'll still get the playoffs. They could still choke in the playoffs. You don't know. You don't know what's happening. So we're at the New Year's break. 19-7-3-1 for the Malmo Redhawks. We'll see how that. I'm not sure how that will stand with the rest of the league here. As the game finishes up its simulation. So again, I'm going to do these more often. They're very fun to do. You know, they're quick videos. They're little, you know, they're little cool things to see how an AI superstar can carry a team if he's able to, like you probably imagine in real life he'd have a good chance. So, wow, the leading point getter right now is actually Peter Mueller. Ovechkin's got to be very close, if not. So Ovechkin, he's got the goal scoring down, but Peter Mueller is the overall MVP of that first line, and Himmelfarb, that's a huge difference putting him up on that first line, the playmaker. 2 goals, 28 assists for Himmelfarb, feeding Mueller and Ovechkin. So as you saw with Crosby, now I think you can justify the first line. I had Crosby with Mueller, and I had Storm on his left. Storm's the 68 overall. Now I have Ovechkin, who's only a 93. I have him with Mueller, and I brought in a playmaker, a 70 overall of Himmelfarb. So I think that's fair enough justification. Overall, this first line is very good. But in this case, is Ovechkin really carrying this team? He's certainly helping, but only the 33 points in 30 games. Definitely not carrying. Peter Mueller, your MVP right now, I would say, based on the overall stat line. Ovechkin doesn't even have a power play goal. Peter Mueller has really taken over the idea of a number 1 player here for Malmo. So we'll go check the standings out real quick. And then we'll move on to the playoffs. Best team in the league right now at 64 points. 5 points ahead of Fagerstad. HV, who Malmo and Sidney Crosby faced in the finals last year, they're still right there, so we'll see if there's a rematch in the making. So we'll move on back to the season mode now. 22 games remaining. I'm pretty sure we have a playoff spot locked up. It would be pretty absurd not to not to get to the playoffs with Ovechkin and Mueller playing the way they are. So again, I think I'm going to continue this series. I'm going to do every couple days. I'll do a new one. Ovechkin and Crosby have been done. I think next I'll move on to Stamkos. We'll move on to Tavares, Tays, Kane, and if you guys have any suggestions, let me know. I was considering doing some rookie guys with a partner. Like I don't know, Draisaitl and Yakupov, or Eberle and Nugent Hopkins, McDavid and Eberle. I don't know how, you know what I mean? We can do some pairing. I think that'd be pretty cool to do. So, season's over, 27-14, 8-3 for the Malmo Redhawks. Overall standings, we are in first place. Peter Mueller, again, he leads the team in points. 100 points on the board for Malmo, number one overall seed. That's pretty good there. We'll move on to the stats. So Ovechkin doesn't get first in stats. He does put up a good amount, though. He'll put up 60 points, 42 goals. So that's exactly what you expect from Ovechkin. He is a sniper, and he shows why he's a sniper. He scored goals, and that's all he had to do. Himmelfarb passed the puck being a playmaker, and Peter Mueller did a little bit of both. But overall, that first line, very dominant in the SHL. So we'll move right into the playoffs real quick. And they have of course, the qualifier round. The preliminary round matchups, if I want to get specific. And we'll move into the quarterfinals. So we're playing Frölunda. The Frölunda Indians in the first round here. We'll skip the first three. 2-1 series advantage here. Game number 4, it's a loss, 2-2. Game number 5, we win that in overtime, so we'll head to game 6 and do a live simulation. So first period underway. Get a power play, nothing. Sim the period, 0-0 after 1, 9-8 shots, pretty even game. Second period, Mueller puts us on the board 1-0, Malmo Redhawks. We'll head into the third period here, simming minute by minute. Wow, Lash gets the goal. I was just about to say Malmo outshooting Frölunda. Seem to be the more dominant team here. Power play for Frölunda. And they score again. That's Johnson with the goal. 2-1 for Frölunda. Power play for Malmo. Power play unit can't get anything done. 3-1. Stahlberg with the goal. We're going to a game 7. So that dominating power play unit from Malmo can't do anything. Frölunda with 3 unanswered goals, and they win 3-1 in game number 6. We're moving to game 7. This could be an early exit for Ovechkin. Frölunda was one of the preliminary matchup teams. They make it into the game. So game number 7 here, Malmo at home, first period. 1-0 Frölunda. Wow. They get a good goalie in that. Stahlberg again. Only 5 shots for Frölunda, but they get that 1 goal, and that's all that matters. Period number 2, it is all over. Lundqvist, Johnson, and Lasu all score. And Alex Ovechkin is looking, unless this first line can do something immaculate, this is an early exit for Alex Ovechkin. 5-0 now, Axelson scores. Power play 6-0, Bengtsson scores. Wow. 6-1, Tanut scores. I would say this is all over here. Our power play again, Frölunda trying to add any more. That'll be it though, 6-1. Malmo goes down big time here. Frölunda, they had great play in net by Gustafsson. But really, I got to see the stats here for Ovechkin and that top line. And really, like, I don't know what happened. So Ovechkin, he didn't get a lot of ice time, and he really did nothing. 5 shots, but absolutely nothing else. Peter Mueller, again, a -1. Nothing on the board for him, and Himmelfarb, same. So that entire top line was shut down all game. Pretty crazy to see after how good the team started off. So that'll be it for Alex Ovechkin. He is eliminated in the first round. of the SHL playoffs. So can he carry Alexander Ovechkin? I guess the answer is no, at least in this circumstance. And I'm sure at some point I'll come back to him and see if he can get it done. But as of right now, Ovechkin, zero chance. Lulea Hockey, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but they win the SHL championship. So thanks for joining me for episode 2 of Can He Carry? Alexander Ovechkin, a no-go first round bounce in Game 7 from the Frölunda Indians. So a tough break for Ovechkin. And next episode, we will move on to Steven Stamkos. So thank you for watching, and have a very